Welcome, everyone. Excited to have Nakeisha Washington with us today. Nakeisha is the founder and CEO of Nyla Nova STEMversity, a dynamic STEM education platform she calls the Disney of STEM. With over 25 years of experience as a science educator, she's now on a mission to make STEM fun, inclusive, and global, especially for young girls and students of colors. So welcome to the show, Nakeisha. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Enrique. I am super excited to be here. Thank you.
All right. So let me start with the first question. Can you share a little bit about your personal and professional journey? I mean, what
Mhm.
led you from 20 years as a science teacher and assistant principal to becoming an entrepreneur and founding Nyla Nova STEMversity?
Thank you for asking. So, like you said, 25 years as a middle school, high school science teacher. Just started noticing a pattern. Students, and especially girls and girls of color, would come into my classroom and say, I don't like science. I can't do math. It's too hard. I don't understand it. I didn't understand it because I love science and math. I felt that um, my journey and like everything that I have done up to that, I was excited about it, but they were just not. And so when I started digging deeper, I realized that they didn't have the confidence, they didn't have the exposure, and they didn't have representation. They never saw someone that looked like them that was a STEM or science teacher. They didn't realize that they can be successful in it. And then it just took them, most of the time, we don't do science, STEM education in early learning, the early childhood classes. And so I thought about it and I was like, hey, we got to do something about this. So I came out when I was in the classroom, I produced my own children's book. And so it is, I got it here, Nyla Nova STEMversity. Who is Nyla Nova? And so this is our STEM superhero. And so I wanted them to have someone that looked like them, that they saw that wasn't so intimidating. So it's a young girl that's searching for answers. She wanted to learn more about science. And so from there, kids and families loved the character. They felt excited about it. They needed more. So we created more books, but then the books weren't enough. They wanted programming. They wanted hands-on physical activities. And so from there, I created Nyla Nova STEMversity, which is like a mobile STEM university or STEM school that we go out into after school programs, boys and girls clubs, organizations, and we promote STEM education.
Very nice, very nice. And you have described Nyla Nova STEMversity as the Disney of STEM, fun, engaging, and multi-generational. What does that look like in practice, and how do you bring that vision to life in your programs?
Thank you. So, yes, so like I said, we started with just the books. Now we have a full ecosystem. We have books, we have workbooks, we actually have physical STEM kits as well. We have music videos. We are doing family programs. We travel. We've taken families around the world from Paris to London to Japan to Spain to Hong Kong to South Korea. And so, what it looks like is with the premise of learning STEM, but it's in a fun, interactive way. It's engaging. It's not just one thing. So it's not just the literacy piece. It's the literacy plus the problem solving. It's mission driven. It's hands on. It's not just in the classroom. You can do it at home. You can do it on the go. You can do it, in a different country because they come in multiple languages. And so that's kind of why I call it a Disney STEM because it's super fun. We have adults that are doing it, and some of them don't even have kids, but they love doing some of the experiments and activities.
Nice. And how are you making an impact on students and educators? Could you give example of programs or success
Mhm.
stories that illustrate this impact?
Yeah. So with our program, that when we just go into after school at we have saw 40% increase in gain in grades. So students are really, because we do pre and post assessments. I run it like a school. And so we're really hitting on literacy, reading comprehension, problem solving. And so we've saw 40% increase in this in grades and 60% increase in attendance. What we notice is that kids do not want to miss when Nyla Nova's at their school. So even a student has to go for a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment, they beg their families to bring their students back to our classroom. And so that just shows the level of excitement that the kids have that they want to come back to school. And then even in our family programs, we have families as young as that has kids as young as 5 up to grandparents that are 75 years old that are in one of our after school family programs where they're learning outside of each other. And so they're solving mysteries, they're dissecting frogs and squid, but they're doing it together. And so you have different generations learning from each other, building those bonds through STEM education. And so it's just been the numbers, the impact is really growing, and to the point that we are almost like we're even licensing our campus model out into different states because we can't be there, but people really want what Nyla Nova is doing.
That's amazing. Great insights, and what a great success stories you have and indicators. And in your experience, what are some of the biggest challenges and trends in STEM educations or professional training today?
Yeah. So some of the challenges is, and there's a new term, not a new term, but a term someone said to me, and I was like, that is so true. Without capital is unsustainable. So just trying to fund these type of programs has definitely been the biggest challenge because sometimes people don't understand exactly what we're doing. They think we're just an after school club where the kids are just playing. But that is not true. What we're doing is we're changing lives, we're transforming lives. Kids are learning about STEM careers at an early age. They are invested in their own education. They're solving mysteries. They're becoming problem solvers, critical thinkers. And I always say, even if they don't go into a STEM career, they're becoming STEM leaders in their community. So it's about raising the funds, raising the awareness and understanding. What I've noticed with the training with teachers is some teachers do not feel confident in teaching STEM because they didn't have a great training. They didn't have a great experience with it. And so once I show them our model and how we're making it fun and breaking it down in bite sizes and making it interactive, then they're on board. So it's just kind of changing mindsets and people to understand that if you do it through a STEM lens, you get a better buy-in. People get excited. People want to learn more about it. And so those have been some of the challenges.
Very nice. And I understand that you have been ahead of the curve on AI. You said that I was one of the first of my business friends using AI. Now they all thank me. How has AI changed the way you run your business, especially when it comes to time consuming administrative tasks like grant writing or things like that? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Body being in science, technology, engineering, and math, I've always been ahead of the curve. Like I've always embraced technology. At one of my schools, I was one of the first ones to adopt having Google notebooks or different types of one-on-one devices with students. So I always was the one that tried things first. So when I started hearing about this AI, I was like, what is this AI stuff? And so I just kind of went in and I asked it a question. And when it started just shooting out information in seconds, I was like, okay. Then I started putting some of my business stuff that I was having. So for instance, I didn't have like a full assistant. So it was things that I had to kind of figure out, or I needed this information like right now. And it would take me forever. You know, Google searches were great, but they just wasn't detailed enough and quick enough with the information that I needed. So that was one of the things. But like you said, when it came to start writing grants, because like I said, we do have the nonprofit side that grants is one of the ways that we sustain the good, great work that we're doing. It not only helped me frame the information that I was with my impact and the information that to talk to how grant writers or grant providers want us to say, but it allowed me to compile data in record time because I would have all these spreadsheets and I would have a spreadsheet over here and a spreadsheet over here and a document over here. I was able to upload all that and say, hey, I need this. I need the percentage of our demographics, the increase in grades, this and this. And I did it so fast. Now, what I use it, even just such as this, I'll take a 30 or hour podcast and it will break out sound bites every 30 seconds and create social media posts and then post it on my site. So it's taken me from not only an assistant, it's a grant writer, it's a marketing tool. And then it's also now I can program it as like my business partner. I say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I want to bring this on and add this. And it says, hey, we're not ready yet. Don't do this yet. Or have I thought about this? So it's really been just very beneficial in me thinking out processes, procedures, making next step, not just something where I'm using it just to write an email. No, it's responding to emails. It's crafting the stuff. It's letting me know anything that I missed or have I thought about this. And so I'm a big component of it. I'm like, where was it at 5, 6 years ago? And I'm sure it was around in certain forms, but now I use it on a daily basis.
Wow. Oh, excellent. You are producing your own STEM kits and even customizing them for corporate partners, right?
Yes.
That's a big operation leave. I mean, what systems or processes have you put in place to manage that complexity without getting buried in manual work?
Right. So one of the ways that I've reached out to a manufacturer that produces our STEM kit that has their own logo and then we can co-brand it. So some of the process and the procedures is just the logistics. Like if you get a school that wants to order 10,000 STEM kits and we have 5 different variations and it's for different grade levels, we're able to put that information into our AI system. It can break down how many, where is it going, just the sequence of it, and then I'm able to send that to the manufacturer. Like it talks between us, and so it's a very unique. It is very unique in that ability where even though I can do it, if I sat down, it'll take hours for me to figure it out. It allows it, and then I'm able to use AI to check AI to make sure that the numbers are correct, to make sure that it's doing what it's doing. And so that information could be sent within 10 minutes to my manufacturer that may have taken me 2 days, and I don't have to hire staff and different things of that nature. That's kind of how we've been utilizing that. Also, in creating our curriculum, it's allow us to come up with our curriculum super fast and our model. It's allowed it to change it into multiple languages. Now we're able to take something that would take us days to convert to Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, Portuguese. It can do it in seconds. And of course, we have to check it. But some of our translators are like, my God, they're scared because it is doing it verbatim in certain dialects, things that will just take us forever. So it's doing amazing.
I like how you're scaling that kind of high touch engagement without burning out. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Uh,
That's that burning out piece. That's
you have traveled to 4 or 5 countries in the last 2 years promoting STEM. What have you learned about scaling education impact globally, and what's next for Niles Nova?
I learned that fun is global. If you make something fun, it doesn't matter in what country that you are in, that they will resonate to it. If it's interactive, that means if you give something that people can touch, that they can put together, that they have to think about solving a problem, it's global. And so that has been one of the things as I travel to these different trade shows and see like toys that I used to grow up with that are still in play. It's that things that trans generations where it's showing us that fun and learning can be exciting. And when you have a character that people resonate to and they see themselves in it, then it doesn't matter if it was came out in the 70s or 2026. It is going across those timelines. And that's kind of why we call ourselves a Disney of STEM, because that's what we want to do. We want to, it could be for little kids, big kids, adults, grandparents, and then next generation and the next generation. We don't want something to just here today, gone tomorrow. We want something to transfer for all those times.
Nice. You have trademarked several programs like STEMversity, STEMsation, STEM Ventures, and more. What has been the breakthrough moment when you realized you needed to protect and scale your IP?
Well, I started early on protecting my IP because one of the things that I learned from just watching others is that I didn't want to go too far in my journey and then have to change my name, have to change my programming because someone else has claimed that name. And so soon as I started my parent company, which is Nyla Enterprises, and Nyla is my daughter's name, I got it copyrighted right away. I got it trademarked right away. And because I said when Beyonce and them had Blue Ivy, they trademarked her name. So, and Kim Kardashian with Northwest, I said, well, Nyla Danae needs her name trademark as well. And so as I started producing more and more things, books and STEM kits and just even our travel and how we travel, it has been very important that I trademark and copyright even our curriculum because you don't want to go down something and you've been putting your time, your energy, your money, all of it in just for someone else to come and take it away. And so that has been our thing. We currently have about 8 trademarks, 2 copyrights. Our music video has been copyrighted. And now we're starting to copyright our curriculum as well.
Wow. So, looking ahead to the next 6 and 12 months, what signals will tell you that you are on track with your mission to go global and deepen your impact?
Well, not even tw- 12 to 16 or 18 months is amazing. I just had something I've been working on for 3 years right now with the local school. And they called me this weekend and said, hey, we have a 5-year grant that allows you to come into our school every day and do what you're doing. And I'm just like, oh, wow. So it's planting those seeds and seeing, watering them and seeing them grow. What I see now is us scaling. I always say instead of 2X, 10X, because now with our licensed campus model, that there's like a micro school in Arizona that reached out to us, and they have our whole ecosystem, our books, our kids, our lab coats, all of that. But it's dubbed Nyla Nova. And so we're able to reach multiple places at one time. Instead of us always having to go into the schools, our stuff, our ecosystem can go into the schools. And so what I see right now is 10X in it, baby. And I'm super excited. I'm waiting on it. I'm excited. The future is very bright over here.
So, based on your journey, any advice or insight you would like to share with fellow entrepreneurs in education or coaching about using technology, about the journey that should make you successful, innovation practices to be successful?
One of the things I say is believe in yourself. Believe, because it's going to be days where I've wanted to quit. It'll be more 3 a.m. I'm still working on stuff I wanted to quit, but I had to believe in myself and always my purpose and the vision, like, and a mission, of course. Where am I trying to go? You have to believe in yourself. You can't give up. You got to keep going. And now in age of technology, AI and stuff, if you don't know something, look it up. If you need a mentor and you can't afford a mentor, AI is right there. It will talk to you. It will help you work through stuff. So it's those things that you have to be a student of business. Like I don't have a business degree, but I have an education degree. So I'm saying I'm joining fellowships and programs to learn more about business. You have to invest in yourself and your business.
So thank you so much, Nakisha. I mean, this has been an incredible, insightful. I appreciate your openness and example and wish you success. So thank you. Thank you very much for being today on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you to your listeners. I hope you got something out of this today.
Absolutely. Thank you.